Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining us here today. I am Seth Lamar, the Brooklyn Borough Director for Power of Two. In 2015, three individuals, Ann Heller, Kristen Bernard, and Erasmus Monticello, came together to form an organization, Power of Two, with a mission to partner with families to heal intergenerational trauma through the power of the relationship between family and child. Here we are, 5+ years later. I stand before you today to extend a very warm welcome to everyone to our new space here in Brownsville. A space, yes. It is a space for healing, community, family, and partnership. For us at Power of Two, the past year has been spent supporting families, New York City's families and communities as they heal from the pandemic. Today is an extension and expansion of that very important work. We at Power of Two believe that families and communities possess the power to heal through their own strength and resilience. We are committed to supporting families, Brownsville families, Greater Brooklyn families, who are taking the steps to build healthy, strong foundations that will last for generations. And finally, in the words of Alice Walker, we must look closely at the present that we are constructing, as it should resemble the future we are dreaming. And with that said, it is my pleasure to introduce Assemblywoman Latrice Walker.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am not as profound and as prolific as the amazing Alice Walker. However, it is my mission to get as close to that as possible. But we are here today. We are gathered in the Brownsville community to celebrate a great day. Woo! And so I would like for everyone who is under the sound of my voice to alert everyone who can hear us clap, hear us roar, hear us cheer for this amazing, amazing opportunity. So when I count to 3, I want you to give your loudest cheer to Power of Two and welcoming them into their new home. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Because they are here, and they are here to help, to continue to help the growth and the development of our communities. And so as I was just speaking to Erasmus, I was telling her that I remember the first day when we got to 400 Rockaway Avenue. And mind you, when we got to 400 Rockaway Avenue, there were just steel beams and cement foundational things in buildings. But we had visions. And so eventually that building became known to us as the center of hope, because we had no idea we were going in there what it was that was going to transpire once the walls began to be built and the desk and the families were coming in. And we are proud of the work that we did together as neighbors, as family, and as friends. But I was saying too, that I remember when her father-in-law came into the office and we were sitting there and he said, you know, my daughter-in-law's coming and she's doing all this great work. And it was almost like he set the foundation for greater things to come, and also to let us know that he's been around the block for a while and that he knows what it takes that when government works for community, and that he's going to bring that wealth of knowledge not just to Erasmus and Power of Two, but he gave it to us as well that day. And at that time, Councilwoman Alika Anthony Samuel and I, yes, see, that's the power. And so again, when I think about, you know, just my own experience as a new mom and what those 0 to 2 years look like, you know, it was scary for me. Like, and I was an older mom. You know, when people would come to me with their kids, I'd be like, diapers. right? Like, I had no idea. And so it was a requirement for me to sort of be shepherded through that process. And luckily I had my mom who was there to help me out. But I also had my BMS family and other individuals who were telling me about the things that I needed to do to make sure I was doing the right thing. Even when that breastfeeding was just too hard and it was hurting and I didn't like it, I had to have other people who kept telling me to keep going, because there is no better milk than your very own breast milk for your baby, right? And so that part is important. And the developmental processes that children go through, and sometimes you're stressed and you can't take it, you can't handle it, you can't hold it. And it's great to have an organization like Power of Two to be able to be a support network and a support base to help us understand, and also to help take some of the load and the angst off of us as new mothers, as second and third time mothers, in order to create great families, so that we're raising a great, making sure that Brownsville remains a great place to raise our children, to play, as well as to work. And so I want to congratulate you again on this ribbon cutting. The work that you do is stupendous, outstanding, and amazing. You are in a class all by yourself, because there aren't very many people who is doing this type of work. And so to your amazing team, it is great to see growth. You know, as a spiritual woman, it's always amazing to see that God is still in the business of raising up new leadership, and growth and prosperity is still on us and among us. And so again, more, power to you, Power of Two.
Okay, now I'd like to introduce Maria Salazano, one of our Power of Two ambassadors, who actually has completed our program and spent the last 6 months with us, completing outreach, advancing the message for Power of Two.
Hola a todos, soy María Salazano y estoy muy contenta de estar aquí con ustedes en este día tan especial. Soy embajadora de la comunidad de Power of Two y soy graduada del programa de ABC. Tomé el programa ABC en el 2018 con mi hija Kayle. Había tomado otros programas de crianza con mi primera hija y quería darle la misma oportunidad a mi segunda hija. Fue entonces que encontré Power of Two. Lo que más me impresionó fue que vienen a su casa y dedican su tiempo a guiar y colaborar con los padres para mejorar el entendimiento con sus hijos, y le muestran a uno lo importante que es dejar que su bebé lidere, mostrándole a uno como padres que ellos son capaces de hacerlo. Eso le permite a uno el poder de relajarse sin sentirse tener que controlar las acciones de sus hijos. También para mí fue muy importante ver lo bien entrenado y expertos que son los entrenadores del programa. Ellos saben medir el desarrollo de un bebé y le pueden alertar a uno cuando su niño pueda necesitar más apoyo en una u otra área. Más que todo, uno queda asegurado que como padres tenemos en sí todo lo necesario para guiar y apoyar a nuestros hijos para que crezcan seguros y felices. En el 2020, Power of Two me llamó para invitarme a ser embajadora de la comunidad. Llené el formulario y noté que estaba muy interesada. Como embajadora, fui entrenada y profundicé mis conocimientos sobre el programa y el por qué el programa de ABC representa una oportunidad tan importante para los padres y sus hijos. Sé por experiencia personal todo lo que este programa le otorga a una familia. Lo que más me llena de ser embajadora es poder asistir a los eventos de Power of Two y poder hablar directamente con el público y sobre todo lo que ofrece esta organización. Y con el entrenamiento que recibimos para poder hacernos sentir como público y en las políticas y en las acciones de nuestros líderes y cómo usar mi voz para exigir los cambios que nos puedan ayudar como padres y como comunidad. Gracias a todos y en especial un agradecimiento para la directora señora erasmus monticello y para la familia de Power of Two. Gracias.
And now it is with great pleasure that I introduce our Executive Director, Erasmus Monticello, for whom we are eternally grateful for the work that you do every day, and we will follow you to the end of the earth. Erasmus.
Okay, so I'm not accustomed to wearing glasses and I'm crying, so give me a second while I wipe these eyes. These are my boys, Mateo and Sebastian. Yes, thank you for that. So, those of you that are familiar with Brownsville, you've heard the motto, never ran, never will. Those of you that are not familiar, you're going to familiarize yourselves today. So never ran, never will. That is the motto that I heard throughout my youth in Brownsville. Back then, I didn't really understand its meaning. And like many of us that grew up here in Brownsville, I straddled two worlds. The world of the working class, and then in the city, when I went to school, the world of the privileged. And back then, I internalized a lot of the negative narratives about my community. That it was gang-riddled, that it was drag-infested, that it was violent. And I believed all of those things. And it pained me. And it wasn't until I left Brownsville and traveled around the world that I began to understand the cruelty of systemic racism and the impact that it has on us as individuals, as families, as a community. I saw that the cruelty wasn't just physical, as we see with our police and law enforcement. It wasn't just physical, it was psychological. And what that meant was that for hundreds of years, we endured that racism at the hands of our oppressors. We endured the results of that racism through the systems. However, one of the things that I learned in my journey was to appreciate just how resilient our community really is. I learned that my Brownsville is beautiful. I learned that my Brownsville is brave. I learned that my Brownsville has in it an abundance of brilliant, talented, gifted people. I learned that all of us together are a community of hope. And no matter what comes our way, whatever challenge, whether it's racism, whether it's police brutality, whether it is a pandemic, we're gonna get back up and we're gonna power through. That is what I've learned. And this here organization was built not by me, not by Anne, not by Kristen, but by this very community in partnership with all of you. So today, as my witnesses, I am here to reclaim my Brownsville, and I am here to promise you that we will continue to work, we will continue to partner with you, we will continue to freedom dream alongside you so that we can do more than just survive, so that we can all thrive together. That is my promise to you personally, and that is the promise of my organization. We are with you. And so those of you who did not know the motto before, now you know. Never ran and never will. Thank you. And so without further delay, I would like for all of you to join me because this is a community effort in cutting this here ribbon. Come on now, don't be shy.
Now you gotta hold it open. Now, hold it open first. Hold it open first. Everybody can take a picture of it open. All right. Oh, open it wide. Open it wide. Open wide. Yeah, yeah. Open wide. Open wide. Open wide. All right. Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Woo!
Thank you all so much, and now feel free to enjoy the festivities.
So now we're going to introduce you to Yut, and he is going to play the Power of Two theme song for all of us. Thank you, Yut.
I asked you who was going to be introducing everyone. I didn't know it was supposed to be me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I'm about to end the Facebook Live video. Can you tell them where to find us?
Hello everyone, we are here at 21 Livonia Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. Please come out and support us. We're having our grand opening today. We have some arts and crafts for the kids. We just had a violinist play some tunes for us, and we'll be giving away some goodies.
All right, thank you so much, Anna. Bye, everyone.